Okay, let's get started. All right. Good evening, good afternoon. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the stream. This is AfterCut. There we go. Getting the rhythm back in. This is AfterCut. It's a stream about post processing and processing post, where we're going to talk about the process of editing photos or video. Today we're doing photo, and the decisions that go into it. My name is Eric, and you can follow me at all of the social medias down below, and check out my work on my website. And I am a photographer, cinematographer, writer, director, editor, anything with a camera and storytelling. That's where I'm at. And we are going to spend today discussing portrait photography, which is something that I started in landscape, and I've done portrait photography in the past for sure, but it hasn't been my focus, and I'm gonna spend a little more time making it part of my life, and so we're gonna talk about the editing of it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to talk about. Oh, the other thing I always try to say, as always, is a couple things. One, this is as much of an open platform as I can make it, so I want you to, if you're watching the live stream on Twitch, or if you are watching this afterwards on YouTube, please share your thoughts, share your comments either in chat or in the comments below, and we can, because I love the chance to discuss, love the chance to educate and help. If there's anything that I did that you hate, or anything I did that you like, or anything I did that you want to know how I did it, I'm always want to engage on that level. And also, if you are a content creator of any kind, if you spend any part of your day making art, I'd love for you to share your work and to show the awesome stuff that you do. Because we don't celebrate each other enough. I feel, and I want to do that as much as I can. So with that all said, we're gonna go ahead and jump into Adobe Lightroom. That's where we're at. Let's go ahead and switch over. Cool. Here we go. This is where we're at. So this is a series of photos that I did with my friend Jules. And this was day one of using my new flash. So some of this is gonna be cleaning up my mistakes. Some of this is me learning how different techniques and stuff. So yeah, we're gonna play. It's gonna be a little bit, I don't know, I feel a little bit looser than usual. You're gonna see me mess up. That's part of the fun. Yeah. So we did a series of looks that day, collection of several things. And I'm gonna start with this one. All right, let's see. So I'm gonna take a look here and just kind of look at some of the details in the photo, make sure that see how what we did for this was we obviously set the flash up outside the windows, and had the light coming in, so that's how you get the shadowy streaks of the blinds. The last one of these photos that I edited looks like this. Has a nice, I think this kind of style looks good in black and white, so I think that's what we're gonna start with. Though, like, there's something really nice about Jules' skin tone in this, so I might do both. Let's start. You know what? I like the color one better. We'll start with that. Also, real quick thing. Welcome to the new apartment. This is one of the reasons I haven't been streaming lately. Just because we moved. So, new apartment, new look. We're gonna be getting new lights in here, so that'll be cool. And yeah. Also, I've got a new mixer for my mic, so let me know if the sound is too high, is too loud, or too quiet, or is having any kind of other issues. Just because I'm not getting feedback into my ears right now. So, hey, let me know. Anyway, let's start working on this. So, first thing I want to do, let me check. I genuinely pretty much like the crop on this. Like, I might take the headroom down a little bit just to make focus on them a little bit more. I could pull it in a little bit like this. What was my... Okay. Yeah, so... Alright, that's it. Okay. Yeah, let's pull that in. Let's crop that into there. That's better. One of the things about using flashes, and I'm gonna actually... Where's that thing? You know what? Hold for 1 sec. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna grab my flash so I can talk about it. 1 sec. Okay, and we're back. Cool. cool. So this is the flash I'm using. My camera does not mess up, but like, yeah, this is the flash I'm using. It's a Godox Speedlight, so nothing super fancy. And it's not. It's like it's got. If I turn it on, it's got a power level, real easy to work with, and then just wireless triggered settings, so on and so forth. And the interesting, a light like this, Speedlight, they're one of the things, especially like the really basic ones, which is all you need. If you're not doing studio shoots all the time, they have kind of an expected ceiling on shutter speed, and that if you go above 250, you're gonna get the 200. If your shutter speed is above 250, your shot is going to, on some level, get a little bit like your camera's shutter's gonna be going a little bit too quick for the flash. So part of the photo will be obscured, because the shutter speed is, the shutter is like, if you're holding here's the camera, shutter speed, if you're holding the camera this way, shutter speed's a blink like this. If you're holding it sideways, it's a blink like that. If you do it this way, it's going to rotate. If you're above that kind of 250th of a second, some part of your photo is going to get a little bit of black and get a little bit obscured, because that part of the photo was exposed before the flash went off. And in this case, if I open the crop here, that's what happened over here. We shot it. This is at 320, and so there's a part of this that is sort of obscured. And in this case, it's not a problem because like Jules is kind of obscured by shadow anyway. But just a thing to be aware of if you're getting into flash photography. That flashes like this, if you're not doing, I think if you're getting up into the ETTL flashes, which are the ones that are like, adaptive to your camera. I'm not sure where their limit is, but basic ones, you're gonna have that kind of 250th of a second ceiling, which shouldn't hurt you. Other thing about that is that you can, it's affecting your flash. So if I was doing this shot with Jules, and say we were outside, say we're outside on a bright day, and I positioned them kind of to the side of the frame and took the shot, what you would get is, or what might happen is, like, the part of the picture that isn't exposed, that the flash isn't touching, we would lose that with the flash, but because the flash isn't touching the background would still be perfectly exposed because the flash isn't affecting that, and because Jules is on the side of the frame that is, it's over here, and that avoids this flash cover, they would also not be affected. So there's ways you can kind of make it work. I don't know if I explained that at all in any way that made any kind of sense, but here we go. Okay, let's see. First thing I'm doing is masking. Let's start with select the subject. Let's start by doing that. Let's see how it does. Not bad, really, honestly, not bad. I'm gonna add a brush. We're gonna go ahead and get this whole area as well. Get Jules' shoulder in there. Let me zoom in a bit, and bring my feathering down so I can be a little more precise. There we go. That top line there just needs to be a little more. That'll work. Okay, cool. Now I can just fill all this in, because that's all. Draw the lines and color within them. There we go. Then we can fill that out. Okay, cool. Nope. Let's get that area down there. Good. Awesome. So there's subject. Let's do a take a shot, duplicate and invert. And let's subtract brush and clear off the couple of spots that didn't quite get in there for some reason. Always some weirdness with that. Let's see. Looks like a spot down here on the edge. Let's clear that up. And then, yeah, that should also technically count as background down there. Let's come back down to here. Let's go back to our brush and make sure that we've got this whole area. Don't have to worry about. Okay, cool. So we got that. Let's see. So the first thing I want to do with my background is I want to bring the texture down. Yeah, texture and clarity. I'm probably going to bring the highlights up a bit, because I do like that soft sort of window light behind them. Sorry, them. I'm also going to increase the noise reduction. That's not actually because I think there's too much noise. It's because I want to decrease the texture of what's back there. I think that's important. And then like anything else I do is going to end up adjusting the lighting. So I'm not going to do too much with it right now. Like if I lower the contrast, it's going to adjust the lighting. I don't want to do that. Yeah, once I get to the end of this and I apply global adjustments, I'll take another look. All right, let's do a new mask, and this is where we start getting fun with portraits, because Lightroom has some decent portrait effects or portrait masking abilities. So we will see what they grab. In this case, it lets me detect people. So it has realized there was a single person in the photo, and it's going to detect their features. All right, we've got a bunch of features. So sections that I want to grab individually. Eye sclera, iris, and pupil. I want these to be separate masks in this case. Let's see. Body skin, facial skin. I want those all separate. Actually, no, take that off because I want to. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna do a bunch of different masks on this one. Lips. No, I want to do clothes separately. Yeah, let's do all of them. I might not use all of these, but I want to do them all now. So we're gonna create 6 separate masks. There we go. I'm gonna do one more and tell it to select people, and it should have already got there. And in this case, I want eyebrows and hair. And I want to create that as one mask. There we go. Cool. Okay. So now we can get started with all the little details here. Let's see. How do I want to start this? Zoom in a bit. That's way too much. Let's go into about 30%. Cool. I need to stop using the green color overlay because every time I do a portrait, it's great for landscapes and nature because it's such a vibrant green that does tend to stand out. When I do it with portraits, like it turns. It's green is a very uncomfortable color on skin, no matter like who you are. Okay, so mask on the face. I think all I'm gonna do is bring the texture down a little bit on the skin there, and just soften up the skin a little bit, give it a little bit of a softer edge. You can do the same thing with the body down here. Same deal. We're gonna bring the texture down just a touch, give that a little bit of softness to it. Gonna bring the shadows down a bit. Actually, do I want to do shadows? I want to do blacks. I think bring the shadows down a little bit is a good idea, because that gives us a little more of gives us a little more contrast down there. I can just bring the contrast up a bit. Maybe not. It gives us a little more contrast there, and also by comparison makes their face pop. And usually when I'm doing a portrait, I would want to either darken the rest of their skin or brighten the face a little bit, or do some combination of both, because it does tend to it makes you want the one person's face to pop a little more, which is always a good thing. Highlights. No, I'm good with that. I'm looking at these photos. I'm looking and being like, the other thing is like, yeah, our eyes are drawn to the brightest thing in a picture. So if I clarity down, that's a little too smooth. I'm gonna go down a little bit though. Our eyes are drawn to the brightest thing in a picture, and so if I bring the lighting on the body down just a little bit, we're gonna notice it makes the face, face isn't competing with anything, and it's gonna be the first place we look, which is great. That's where I want to go. That looks good. Looking at this over here, I'm really happy with that. Let's come up to what's next. What's this one? This is eye sclera. Okay. Your sclera, by the way, are the whites of your eyes. So let's work on those. There's not a whole lot I want to do with this other than just desaturate. Because we were getting some blues in there. If I bring the saturation all the way up, we get some blues. I want to bring that down and let this photo be a little more stark in that regard. Could brighten them up. Don't really need to. Could bring them down. That looks weird because that's just how photos work. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit of extra brightness there isn't a bad thing, I think. That looks good. All right, what's this? Lips. Let me do face first. Let's work on face. Which, again, I don't think there's much I need to do with their face. Their face is magnificent. It's coming a bit. Let's see. I'll do maybe a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know if there's anything I want to change here. I don't think there is. I'm going to put the highlights back and leave them alone. I'm actually very happy with how that looks. Bringing the shadows down a bit could give us a little more of a little stronger contrast, but not in a way that I think really makes a difference, you know, in a way that I want to lean into. But then, let me see why. Because we could bring the blacks down and get something a little more. Yeah, this is a bad version of it. But get something intentionally noir. I don't want to do that. Maybe a little bit down. Just have a little more definition side to side, but I don't think it makes a huge difference. I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, let's do, those are eyes. Let's do lips. Lips, I'm going to bring, I want to check on texture there for a sec. I do want to bring the saturation up a little bit. Given that we're doing this in color and our colors, no, let's not do that. If I bring the shadows up, that might give us a little more. There we go. I want to, like, given that the colors I'm working with are pretty much, there's a little bit of blue back here in there, but I'm probably gonna take that out. We got the gold of their hair, we've got the red of their lips, and kind of the beautiful skin tones. And that's kind of where I want to leave it. I don't want to have any, you know, like every other color I want to kind of leave out, but having a little bit of red in the lips I think is a nice touch. I think that makes a difference. Let's go up to hair and eyebrows. And literally pretty much all I'm gonna do with this is the one part where I do bring the texture up, because it gives us that really nice crisp sharpness to it. And I think that's an interesting, and like, because I'm bringing the texture down a little bit on skin to kind of smooth it and give it that nice, that kind of nice portraity look. Bringing the texture up a bit on hair and on eyebrows and stuff kind of helps balance that out and we don't lose the sharpness in the photo, which I think is very important for sure. The texture back up, bring the clarity down a bit. I want to do that. I want to bring the clarity down. Nah, because that's actually kind of a little bit. Yes. And then I want to bring the shadows down a little bit more. Just a bit. Cool. Okay. Let's come up to close. Again, not sure there's much I need to do here. Bring up the texture. Same thing as with the hair and the eyebrows. So I bring the texture up and the clarity up a little bit. It gives us that nice detail, which I think is good. Also, it gives us bringing the clarity up gives us more contrast and gives us these nice stripes here, which I think is nice to have as an element of the photo. Let's see. Could bring the highlights up. That's not exact. I don't think I want to do that. Bringing the highlights down. No, it's a good balance. Shadows. Could bring the shadows up a bit. Give us a little more lighting in there. Yeah, gives us a little more of that harsh edge that you get from the lighting. That's good. And yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. Might adjust the crop a little more and come up, but I really do like this stripe on their leg, so I think I want to keep that. Let's see. Okay. Next thing, we're going over to eyes, which are here, and usually what I say for last because they're my favorite thing to do in photos. Step 1, texture and clarity. There we go. Bring the highlights up. That's a good bit. Let's bring the shadows up as we're starting to get some color in there. Okay, looking at it from here, the highlights are a little bit too high. Let's bring them back down. I want that pop. I want that pop of bright light in their eyes, but I don't want it to be overwhelming. It also means I can bring the shadows up more to try and get a good look going there without it being too much. That looks pretty good, actually. Gorgeous brown eyes that Jules has. Cool. Yeah, it really brings the... Yeah, okay. I love that. Excellent. Okay. Next thing I want to do with that, let's play with color. We're going to come down to our color sliders. And this is something that's also a little bit different than when you're using... doing landscape shots, is because there is a... Ooh, that's interesting. That I actually love. We're going to do that. We're going blue. We're going totally blue. Yeah, when you're in landscape shots, you don't get the... Yes, landscape and portrait tend to be a little bit different with... what was I going with this? With how they handle color. And, like, usually people usually have more colors kind of just mix in with them. So, like, there's some photos where I can bring up the oranges and touch the reds and nothing happens. In this case, if I bring up the reds, it's going to be a very specific... It's going to be patches. If I zoom in here. So without bringing up the oranges, like, here we go. If I bring up the reds by themselves, you end up with these little patchy spots because human skin is a mishmash of orange, yellow, red, and in some cases, little pinks and stuff. So, Aqua do anything? Aqua is doing something. Let's bring up Aquas. Same deal. Let's brighten the Aquas. Yeah, gives that nice edge. Okay. Yellow gives us the hair, which is good. I want to go up to here to my greens and just push any green that I've got toward yellow. Any green that's in this, I want it presenting as yellow just to keep us on that path. And actually, yellow I might push a little bit toward orange. Just a bit. Oranges. This is it's gonna make those skin tones really vibrant and kind of a lot. I don't know. There's something nice about that saturation, but not that much. I don't want to go too far. Let's do that. I could brighten up or darken. Don't really want... brightening's not bad, actually. This takes this photo to a place I didn't expect it to go, which is great. This is... Especially for my first day with the Flash. I expected all these photos... Nothing, This was intentionally a practice day when Jules came over, and there was an expectation that... Or a possibility that none of these photos were going to come out good because I just didn't know what I was doing. So, the fact that these actually look pretty good... beyond that, look really good... first of all, credit to a very good model, but also I'm happier than I thought I was going to be with these photos. Okay. Let's see. What else can I do in terms of color? Red is going to be... red is better off doing it individually. Let's go back to our masks. And now we're going to touch up with the masks. Start with the lips. I'm going to push the saturation a little bit more. I could push them a little more toward a vibrant red. I think I might want to do that a little bit, just a touch. A little bit of red there. Let's go back to our eye sclera. Let's zoom in here. I want to desaturate all the way because that blue in there is causing me issues. See the overlay here. So we won't have to zoom in and be very specific about. Yep. Okay. So we're gonna do the thing where we zoom in a whole lot. And we're going to add a brush. We're going to bring the feathering back up a decent amount like that. Yeah, like that. I think that works. And then we're going to come in here. And we're going to clean this area up. I'm going to touch up with that. There we go. Make sure this is complete coverage, and that looks good. Then we're going to swing over to the other eye and do the same thing, really. Start by making sure that the whole area is covered. Cool. And then I'm actually going to zoom in even further just for this last little bit. I want to get very specifically the area right around the pupil. This is the reason I think people don't do a whole lot of editing of portrait photography live, because it's a lot of like, let's zoom in on people's faces in tiny, tiny, tiny little detail and adjust little tiny bits. And that can be weird. So, but thankfully Jules was wonderful about letting me take photos and about giving me permission to edit them on stream. So I get to share not just not just their incredible beauty with everyone, but I also get to, in some ways, showcase courage that I'm not sure I have. To just let people get real close to me. All right, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the density down. I want this little spot of blue here that I want to sort of lightly remove. All right, let's turn the overlay off and just see how this is looking. That's better, yeah. There's a little bit up here. Let's bring that density back up. Let me get this little edge up here. Here we go. Get rid of that. Excellent. Let's look over here. Same deal, right? Same thing as the last one, right along the edge. Let's get that. Cool. And we'll zoom back out. Yeah, that's looking quite good. I'm actually very happy with that. Let's see. Do I want to address the edge of the hair over here? Because I feel like that's a little bit of a thing I could work on. I don't know. It gives them a kind of a cool halo to it. But I might try to fix that in my next pass. But yeah, that makes me very happy. Let's go ahead and go back to global adjustments. I don't think I need to do a whole lot of global adjusting. I'm actually really happy with how this looks. I'm going to give it 3 stars. Take it back. I'm going to give it 2 stars because like my rating system is 1 star means photo I think will be good to edit. 2 stars is a photo that I've started working on and mostly happy with. 3 stars is this is done. And so in this case, 2 stars. I want to come back and revisit just because of the blue around the hair there. And if we look at before and after, there you go. That's the other thing about portraiture that I think is going to be a little bit more interesting with the befores and afters, is that they're not going to be as what's the word? Striking before and after. Because with the landscapes, there's a lot more that I usually do with them versus something like this. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's the thing with pictures of people. There's only so much you can do before photos start looking. Before photos start really looking unhuman, like before you cross into quote unquote the uncanny valley, versus stuff like landscapes where you've got a little more freedom to mess with them. Here's some softer light portraits that I was playing with. Let's work on this one a bit. Now here you notice my shutter speed up in the corner is 1/160th of a second, so the edge of the frame here is like perfectly crisp, which is great. Let's go ahead and crop this in, lose the headroom. Let's bring this over, just because we're already touching the edge of the dress here, so I won't touch the edge of the dress here, but I also really love this dress on them. So there we go. All right, we are going to bring up the shadows a bit, just to find that hair up there. Bring up our highlights. Oh, this shot was definitely underexposed. Again, day 1 with the flash. I'm still practicing. So a little bit like that. That's something we can definitely start with. That's face and smile is just gorgeous beyond words. All right, got about 10 more minutes on this stream. We're doing a short one today. Just kind of get back into the stream of it, back into the stream of it, I guess, back into the swing of it. But this one should be fairly easy to do a subject background, so we'll start with that. Perfect. I actually got to put a hoodie on today because it's actually cold, and I'm really, really happy about that. We are finally starting to touch on fall. We'll see if we're going to pay for it again like we did last time. But all right. Now in this case, all I'm going to do is invert. I'm not sure I need a duplicate of the... yeah, I'm not sure I need a duplicate. So yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's go ahead and do our usual texture down. Actually, I mean, it's just dark. I don't know how much of that I actually need in general. I'll just leave that as is for now. New mask. Select people. I think we're just going to do the people masking and get all our masks picked out for Jules, and then call it a day for now. We'll come back to this one for sure. There's a bunch of photos in this series that I want to edit, and obviously, like, all the ones down here have 1 star, so they're all the ones from the shoot. What do? We had. So yeah, there are 26 photos, and I've talked about this a lot in the past about, like, you know, the number of photos you take versus the number of photos that become a thing. Jules and I took over 160 photos, and let's see. Okay, so definitely iris and pupil, lips. Now teeth is around, so let's do them as well. Clothes. Let's grab that. These are all going to be separate. Body skin, facial skin. Do I need to work with eye sclera in this one? I don't know if that's... You know, can I get this without seeing the mask look on this? That'd be nice. This is terrifying and I hate it. Get rid of this. Is that. Get rid of that. Okay. Let's go ahead and do it. I might not use it. Create them. Okay. So yeah, so we took over 150 photos together. Having gone through them, let's do a new mask, selecting people. I went through them and I deleted the bad ones and imported 87. Bad is never the right word. Ones that were out of focus. Ones of me testing stuff. That kind of thing. Eyebrows and hair as a singular mask. Create. So yeah. Of the photos we took, 87 of them we kept. And of those 87, 26 I think are good enough to sit down and edit. So that's my goal to work on. I've only done a few of them so far. Yeah, there's not a whole lot. Like the eye glare here is pretty dark. I can brighten them up like that, but helps a little bit. And I'll have to wait and see when I brighten up their eyes. Alright, let's add the brush and figure out why it missed that edge. It's a little weird that it missed that and why it missed this. Probably because the light was hitting those parts of the outfit in such a way that it almost looked like it trended into the category of human skin tones. That's probably why. I'm going to go ahead and erase this stuff down here because that is part of their arm. There we go. Cool. All right, let's adjust this. I'm just doing the basic ones that I can. Yeah, texture looks good. Clarity. Nah, this photo's getting like a nice soft sort of cozy princessy vibe to it. So in this case, this photo we're gonna go for a brighter stuff. I'm not sure if we'll do black and white, but we're gonna go for brighter and less contrast. Let's bring the shadows up as well. Yeah, I think something like that as a start. Cool. Let's look at the body scan again. Subtract brush. Get rid of that because that doesn't need to be there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That definitely. This thing definitely thought that some parts of this dress were skin tone because it grabbed them. On this one, it's supposed to be on clothes. I guess this is the equivalent of like wearing a green outfit when you're doing green screen stuff. Is it's to some degree it's gonna show up. Okay, let's do that. Let's come down here, bring our texture, bring down our clarity, get some nice that gorgeous softness. And here's the thing, I'm looking at this photo, and I'm noticing, so I turn that off. I turn both these on. Is that just a brighter spot? It is, okay. Their skin's a little brighter there. That's fine. I'm looking at both these photos, this photo, and I'm noticing that like their shoulder area here is brighter than their face. And what that means is that my flash and my reflector needed to be higher, because this is the spot where the majority of the light hit as opposed to up here. And that's not something I can't fix in post. The thing I'm going to fix right here. but it is something that to be aware of and something to learn from next time. So I'm gonna keep the shadows more or less where they are. I'm gonna bring the whites up a bit like that, and we're gonna work on. Question is, how do I is brightening this up without it looking unnatural? That doesn't look bad. There's plenty more I can do with that to really smooth that move out. So I'm gonna put that back. But I'm having to fake some shadows on here just to brighten the whole thing up. But that's a start comparatively to what started out being dark, and we can smooth over the spot where, like, you can see here the skin tone right on their neck kind of goes from brighter to darker, and we can smooth that out so it doesn't, so it looks doesn't so the fact that I brighten their face a little bit because I messed up with the flash, we can make sure that that's all looks good. But yeah, I'm gonna stop there for now on this one. This one's gonna go ahead and definitely get it to 2 stars because I know it's a work in progress. But yeah, I'm really happy with this one. I'm excited to send this to Jules and get their thoughts, and I'm excited to do the rest of them and also to stream more regularly with you all. So, with that said, thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to go back to just me. Here we go. I have keyboard shortcuts that I just do not use. Yeah, thank you for joining. This was a short one today, just about 40 minutes. Something high. But it was a wonderful chance to get back into this, to introduce you to the new apartment, which will hopefully develop and become cooler and cooler as we go. And yeah, we'll see what other kind of fun we can come up with, and cool photos and videos that we can edit. I've got plenty of work to be working on. I'll probably be streaming a little bit less regularly, because I've got an AV thing in addition to my usual work that will be taking up some of my time. But I want to be streaming as much as I can, as much as I feel up to it. It really does help me, and it's a wonderful experience to get to share this work with you guys. So with that said, thank you for joining. Be safe, be well, go out there, make cool shit, and until next time, I don't know, be awesome. Keep doing stuff. Stay safe. See ya.